What did you think about your team's competitiveness?
Love the competitiveness. It was a great performance in terms of our defense and our energy and just the fight from start to finish. We just couldn't close the game, couldn't finish it out. But I think the main thing, we can come out of that game and recognizing our team. That's our team. So it's a great sign, and that's what it needs to look like from here on out, but with a little better decision making offensively, and we go from there, and we got a chance to be really good.
Just wanted to ask you about a couple plays late. The Clay off-ball foul that was kind of killer, and then Jordan chucking up the half-court shot. I assume that's because you guys thought he was going to get fouled.
Yeah, Jordan was trying the Chris Paul trick, where they're going to foul, and so as they reach, you go up and they pulled back, so they didn't foul him. So, but the foul on Clay, I didn't see the play, but yeah, I mean you want to force a team to make a bucket in that situation. They had a little pin, looked like a pin for Booker going, and they got tangled up, and the foul was called.
You mentioned Jordan. You wanted to see Jordan, get into it defensively and be physical. Obviously, he scored the 38 tonight. But did you see that across the board from him tonight?
From Jordan? Yeah. I thought his defensive effort was much better than it's been the last couple of weeks, and I think with Draymond out there setting the tone and Andre back, it lifts up the entire team defensively. And those guys are out there not just doing their jobs in terms of our schemes and coverages, but leading the group and making sure guys are staying engaged. So we just felt much more connected defensively overall, and Jordan was a big part of that.
What kept you in the game? With Jordan being the only one really supplying efficient offense, Clay struggled, Andrew. What were the factors that kept you in the game offensively?
Well, defense, just getting stops and allowing us to stay in the game and not letting them to pull away. And obviously getting to the foul line, 20 for 25 from the foul line was a good performance. And we rebounded pretty well. But the main thing is when you defend, you're always in the game, and that's the whole point. If you can defend at a high level, get stops, then you got a chance.
We've been talking about defense for the past week or so after during that road trip. What were the specific things different about tonight that allowed you guys to really lock in on that end? Just the intensity and the connection between the five guys on the floor. The help was there. The ball pressure was good. And, guys competed. They played really, really hard.
Kind of piggybacking off the previous question, the Suns had a 12-2 lead really early on, and then the tables kind of turned, and you guys pulled ahead by 3 by the end of the third quarter. What kind of prompted or motivated that surge?
The defense, defending and getting stops. And I think Draymond took a step tonight, though. It looked to me like he was a step quicker to the ball, a step quicker to his rotations. Looked like he turned the corner physically, and that was a great sign.
Staying on the theme of defense, it seems like that game really flipped in the first quarter when Gary came into the game. What are your thoughts on the way he guarded tonight? I know he spent some time on Booker, on Paul.
Yeah, Gary has been doing this for us all season. And, it's a good matchup for him because they've got, 2 all-star, Hall of Fame guards. And it requires a lot of attention, a lot of focus, and a lot of manpower. And so Gary's a great option to help on those guys.
Steve, you just touched on it, but is this the best that Draymond has looked since he's gotten back?
Yeah.
what's the balance for you when Clay's having one of these off shooting nights? Obviously, he's come back. He's had huge nights, but at times tonight, obviously, they're quick shots. He's 5 of 21. How do you guys try to balance that? Maybe have him cut some of those out in those.
Yeah, I mean that's all part of it for Clay. That's kind of how it's been, and not totally unexpected coming off of a 2.5 year absence. A lot of ups and downs, and he's such a competitor. He wants to do well so badly. He tends to press when things aren't going his way. But that's just because of how much he cares, and just got to keep encouraging him. The whole point is we got to get great shots for each other. And Clay had a couple of games on that trip that we just got home from where he gave up the ball and got it back, and he's got to trust that it's going to come back to him. And when he does that and the ball moves, that's when we're at our best anyway.
Before the game, you talked about how you were watching film saying earlier, this was our team earlier in the year. How important was it to see, that same, like the resemblance of that early team at this point in the season and against, someone like the Suns who are so high in the standings?
Yeah, I mean, that's, there's 5 games left now. So we've talked about it really for the last couple of weeks. Every game matters. Every possession matters. It's a chance to get better. It's a chance to get whole. And so this has to be a game we use as a springboard. The defense has to hold. We have to demand that. And now we have to execute better. We had, I think, 14 turnovers in the first half. We had some big turnovers in the second that hurt us. I thought our energy was so good that we almost got too excited offensively, and it probably hurt our decision making some. But that's okay, because as long as you're competing and defending, now you got a chance, and now we've got some tape to look at and some things to work on in practice, and we can improve that decision making and go from there.
Steve, what do you think of Jordan? Jordan had 38.7 assists, and he looked like he had a wrist issue at some point. Do you know what happened there? And just what do you think of his overall game tonight, offense?
He's got a little flair for the dramatic. Jordan does. When he gets hurt, the whole world knows he's hurt. So, he banged his wrist, and I saw him doing that, and then he went out and made like 3 threes in a row. So I figured the wrist was fine.
What do you think about his performance overall?
I mean, he kept us in the game. He was amazing. He's playing with so much confidence. He can create space, and then he has the poise to, not rush his shot after he creates the space. And that's the maturity that he's shown here over the last couple of years as he's come into his own. His rookie year, he would create some space and just chuck it. He thought the defense was going to get out to him. Now he knows where his shots can come and when they're going to come, and he takes his time, and he just has great confidence.
Steve, you got 4 guys who've been just about every playoff situation. Does that compensate in a way, or how much does that help when you have so many guys who haven't been in that situation? Is that something they could convey, or you just kind of got to figure out how guys handle it when they get there?
Well, it's massive to have the 4 guys who have been there because they can share a lot of their experiences with the young guys, and then it's a matter of we'll see how it goes with the young guys, and once they get there, but only one way to find out, but I have a lot of confidence in the leadership within, given the success that those 4 have had. They've got championship medal, and that matters.
Particularly with Draymond back, looks like Jordan is basically running the Steph stuff. Is that essentially just kind of folding him over when you do with Steph?
A lot of hidden handbacks and pick and rolls and off ball stuff, and Jordan has taken on a huge responsibility this year, and he's had a few different roles. Whether he's started next to Steph, come off the bench, now starting for Steph, and he's handled all of them really well.
In that first quarter, especially early in the game, seemed like you guys had a little trouble executing in the half court and getting the stuff you want out of the half court. And what turned things around was when the game got a little more chaotic and there was some running there and things of that nature. Are there levers you can pull as a coach to get the team to play faster? I imagine the word defense might come up in your answer. And how do you want to tighten up the execution you're getting out in those half court sets?
Yeah. I mean, defense and rebounding allows you to get out and run. And Draymond, one of the things that Draymond does for us is he increases our pace and just pushing the ball, made or missed. And so we're trying to get our wings to run. Sprint out to the corners, create some space, and then in the half court, we obviously we're a work in progress, and we've got to continue to practice and execute some of our stuff and see if we can get better there. Thanks.